My name is AC Knowlton, and I had purchased a rehab house here in Ashtabula, which was vacant. I secured it, cleaned it up. I put my two dogs, family dogs that have been with the family since they were pups. They weren't mine, they were my daughters and sons. I put those in the house just to secure it, to save my investment, and so that no vandalism would continue to happen, which has already happened to the house. I secured windows open to this house and put screws through them to hold them so the dog couldn't get in or out, but he could get air, got food and water in there. Everything I could do. These dogs were the biggest babies in our family. I mean, I have 7 grandchildren, and they all love these animals, and never had a problem with them. There was Whitey, which is a male, about 4 years old. Again, the biggest baby you'll ever want to meet in the world. And then a daughter of his from a litter. Friends had a litter of pups, and her name was Rose. And she was a very well-behaved dog too, a little antsy. The only thing I can assume is that the police spotted a house that had been vacant. I had a no trespassing sign on the front with a phone number on it, and it said, "Caution, guard dogs, keep away." The only thing I can assume is that the police saw that, and this is an assumption, and maybe assumed that something was going on in the house that shouldn't be, and these guard dogs were there in a vacant house protecting it. I get a phone call from family members saying that the police had been there and they were removing the dogs. So by the time I got there, they'd already been taken out of the house was been searched, and the dogs were gone.
So have you talked to the police?
Yes, I went directly after I got there and found this situation, and the labor lady had explained to me that that the police showed up and they had the dog through the window, threw dog treats in there, and when he came close enough, they snared him with a choke noose. And they were trying to drag him, and she said that they pulled guns. She come around the corner and they had guns drawn on him because he was resisting. Well, that dog was doing his job. He was there to protect my house. Strangers were at the window trying to take him out. She yells out the dog's name, Whitey, and he looks to her terrified, and she tells him, "Sit down, Whitey," and he sits right down. And the police said, "You know this dog?" She said, "Yes, I know this dog, and I know Rosebud. I've known these dogs for a long time." The police had asked the neighbor across the street what the situation with the dog. She said that I'd show up there 2 to 3 times a day, doing stuff on the house, letting the dogs out in the backyard, feeding the dogs, taking care of them. They'd all seen it. The neighbor had seen the dogs, met the dogs. No notice on the door. That I get to the house, the window's open, the back door of the house is unlocked, dogs are gone. She told them that she knew the dog, calmed the dog down. They took the dogs out of the house. She said, "Wait a minute, I'm going to call the number." They said, "We ain't got time for that." They hurried up, she said, went through the house, top to bottom, and got in their cars and left. I showed up shortly after that. So I see my dogs are gone. I look out front of the house, the back of the house, I look through the house, I see the basement's been searched, the upstairs been searched. The upstairs partitioned off so the dogs couldn't get up there, had the basement closed off, so they had free reign of the first floor, except Rosebud. I had her tethered to where she could reach the kitchen, the dining room, and partly the living room. Tried to do everything I could for these dogs to put them in a safe spot, just to protect the investment, because I couldn't be there 24/7. And we know the situation of fires and burglaries and thefts going on. So I went up to City Hall and went to the window, and I asked to make a breaking and entering report because my dogs were removed from my home. The window was left open, forcibly open and left open. The back door was left open. They said, "I'm not going to do a breaking and entering report." They said, "Well, the window was open." I said, "Well, who opened it?" They said, "Some neighbor opened it." I said, "Well, I would like to do a report that a neighbor unlawfully opened my window to let my dogs out." They said, "We're not doing that." They said, "Go talk to the zoning inspector for the City of Ashtabula." So I tried to get a hold of him. No contact from him, no contact. This is on a Monday this happened. Well, the APL's closed on a Monday, I find out. I finally get a hold of him on the Thursday, after I go get reports and statements from the neighbors. I went and had the girl across the street and the girl next door give me a statement of what happened, when they saw. So I had all that evidence so I could prove, that I took care of my dogs, No problem. Let me have my dogs. They were doing their job, and they're our babies. They're our family members. I got the zoning inspector to say, "No problem, go get your dogs." I asked him if he would call her, Tammy at the APL, and to let her know that if they have no holds on the dogs. He said he would. I tried to get a hold of her that Thursday. I tried to get a hold of her over the 4th of July weekend. I got nothing but answering machines at the APL. They're closed on Mondays. Tuesday, I went out to the APL.
What day was that?
Monday was the 7th, Tuesday was the 8th.
Comes back in and says, doesn't matter what the city says. They were here longer than 3 days. They're my dogs now. You're not getting them back. A friend of mine was also told that there's a owner dispute on both animals that they could not be considered for adoption. Then we find out on the website they've got Avalon being held by a stranger, and this is his new baby, his forever dog, going to his forever home for $150 plus their other costs. That's the dog that they said that no one could have any contact with or adopt because she had a dispute. But they've already sold her the center somewhere. This dog, Whitey, the adult male, has never, ever bitten anyone, has never, ever been loose, has never, ever run the streets. And for us to not do everything we can to save his life, because now he's being deemed as a vicious animal by strangers that have yanked him from his environment, won't let anyone that knows him come around him. I mean, how can you evaluate this dog? Tina, my friend, has a home in the country, has all the spoiled luxuries you could ever give an animal. She has a background that can't even be questioned. She was willing to foster these dogs, adopt these dogs if she needed to, was told no. I was told that day, I will look at the applications and I will call you. You know, that was Tuesday. They were closed on Wednesday. Thursday come, Friday come, Saturday come, I hear nothing. My son and his fiance and my grandchildren went out to the APL, went through, looked at the animals, didn't see them. Snuck onto the other side where he was locked up, and Whitey almost had a heart attack. He was so ecstatic seeing a family member he knew that he tried to come through the cage, crying, the whole 9 yards. This dog finally saw somebody he knows, and he wanted to come free. And what did my son and her get told? Leave the building. You're not allowed to be back.
The thing that gets me is the fact that there are umpteen people that know this dog that have tried to apply to adopt this dog. As soon as they hear us mention this dog by name, they know we know the dog. When they know we know the dog, they know we know the owner. And we are not even considered. It doesn't matter. I told them to get a hold of all 3 vets that I use. I can prove that I take care of my animals in an exemplary fashion. But because I'm a friend of his, they will not even consider me for adoption.
And
that's not right.
There's the APL's picture where they say, how could this cute little girl still be waiting at the adoption center? She is ready to go home today. Her adoption fee would be $150 plus purchase.
We have complied with all applicable laws, all sections of the laws, and at this point in time, I'm not going to comment on anything. This is still an ongoing criminal investigation.